What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Cage My IQ. I'm joined with Nick from the Universal Wrestling Podcast and TK from the Wrestling Index. How's it going, guys?
Good, man. Good.
Good, brother. Thanks for having me, dude. I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be on your show.
Yeah.
I know. This is an odd thing for me to be on during the day talking wrestling, but we got some big news. I know everybody has heard about it already, but me and Nick wanted to come on talk about it because he just had it itching to talk about something.
Yes, sir.
And why not talk about Vince McMahon retiring and Triple H taking over? I'll actually start with you, TK. What are your thoughts on this whole thing? Like all of it, like Vince retiring, everything with the allegations, and then Triple H taking over creative.
Ooh, this is tough. Woo! I am fucking jacked, baby. I am so happy. All right. For years and years and years. Yes. Thank you, Vince. Thank you for putting together, wrestling. Thank you for everything you've done for the industry. Wrestling wouldn't be wrestling without Vince McMahon. There would be no Stone Cold Steve Austin, as big as he was, without that heel character of Vince McMahon. Hulk Hogan would never exist the way he did without Vince McMahon. Wrestling wouldn't be wrestling without Vince McMahon. But one more time, woo, baby! Been waiting for this day for so long. I'm so happy he is finally gone, stepped down. He's never coming back. He will never be back. And the person who I wanted to take over took over. I'm happy that Stephanie is co-chair with Nick Khan. I think Nick Khan is great for the business himself. He's got a good business mind, which will help Stephanie and Triple H. Triple H being in charge of creative just gets me fucking going, dude. What he did with Black and Gold was incredible. Black and Gold was my favorite wrestling, since fucking Ruthless Aggression era. And getting to have him in place now and knowing that Paul Heyman's going to be right there as his right-hand man. Fuck, man. Dude, goosebumps. I got goosebumps the morning it happened. I got goosebumps talking about it right now. I am so excited. It's not going to change. Isn't going to happen. Small changes will happen overnight. We will not see any huge changes right away. But let me tell you, 1 year from now, when we're having this conversation, WWE is going to be in a much better place. And I'm fucking excited for it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Everything you said is just on point. But let's look at reality. Vince McMahon still has a lot of shares. It doesn't seem like he's going to ever walk away. I mean, we never thought this day would come. I still don't believe it. I mean, I text in the chat every now and then. Vince is still there. I don't know what's going to happen when he turns on Monday Night Raw and he doesn't like what he sees. Is he going to text Steph? Is he going to reach out to Triple H? I mean, I don't think he ever leaves. But Tim, back to your point, it's time. I mean, what he did, it's a sin in a lot of cultures. It's a sin in my household. But I'm happy to see something different. And I think it's for the best. I think he knew that he needed to step down. And, the rest is history. Whatever happens on whatever HBO drops, whatever, the news companies drop, it's going to be big because Vince McMahon, retire? What? Never. He had to. He's stepping down. It's all good for the right reason. Feel a little empty inside? Yes, I do, because it's a childhood of mine was because of Vince McMahon. So I know I don't want to say respect. I think it's best for him to step away, and I'm excited for the future because, like you said, Tim, the Black and Gold brand was amazing. Did it end up not being what it the way they wanted to produce it with the war, whatever you want to call it, at the ending stages of NXT? Was it something that, maybe Triple H didn't produce? Maybe he didn't produce, good enough? I don't know, but I know Triple H has it. I know Steph has it. And Nick Khan, for this situation, he's the best man for the job. Will they sell? I think so in the next couple years. I think I listened to Post Wrestling. They were doing something live last night with Dave Meltzer, and I think they said that he has 3 years left on his contract. Khan. So we don't know. Disney, NBC, Universal, Fox, we don't know, but it's exciting. I mean, you got to look at it that way. It's exciting.
Yeah, and definitely one point to talk about is just what he had affected on the business. He changed it. He changed the game forever. The wrestling business was like a territory business where you kind of stayed to your territory. You might have some collaborative effort with the guy being an attraction going from territory to territory, but that's what it was. And when he bought the company from his father, he changed that. He was like, you know what? I want things bigger. I want it to be entertainment. He bought the company. He took the chance on buying talent from the other push promotions. And then you had WrestleMania, his biggest baby of them all, where he invested all of his money into it and took the chances on combining entertainment and wrestling, and it was a huge success. But I feel like up until now, I feel like this is the same story as Al Davis with the Raiders. A guy that kind of just got outdated with what the wrestling business has become. It was perfect in the time in the 80s for what he wanted. And he, in his mindset, he's all about the 7-foot tall superstar. And now you got smaller superstars who can work all ends of the ring and can be good on the mic. And he just never kind of went towards that. And that was mainly Triple H. And it's kind of funny how the whole NXT thing fell out, because he said that he wanted to change things in NXT had failed. But then you look at majority of the wrestlers on the roster right now, they are all from NXT because of Triple H. He found the talent, and that's why he's in the position now that he's in, because he can find talent, groom them. And I like the idea of 2.0. Just like Tim, it kind of grew on me because it's what they did in the past. They took people that didn't wrestle and they were able to train them from the ground up. But I'm also not opposed to the Black and Gold way, which is bringing indie wrestlers, because I felt like he ruined that by not capitalizing on, even if it was just him saying, okay, I'm only going to get 60% of the money that this guy brings in. It's still 60% more than what you would have done because you cut him, because you didn't get 100%. And I didn't like that fact. And I think it's now going to be, I sent you the post with Paul Heyman, how he's with Triple H in, I believe, Nashville, checking in on auditions for talent. And it's all independent wrestlers.
Huge.
And I like that. He's keeping his options open. That's what Triple H did. And that's something that he's going to keep there. Maybe it's somebody where they're bringing them on there and they can help out these wrestlers that are wrestling for the first time. Maybe it's something that Triple H is so passionate about that he wants to do this. He wants a mixture of Black and Gold and 2.0. I'm all for that because it's best for business. Yeah, I've always been a guy with, like, right now I'm signed with the AEW side, but I love this. I love I like WWE. I think this is great. I like this move because I've always dug the NXT Black and Gold with Triple H in charge, and I think he's gonna revitalize this company and give some of these talents, like we talked about yesterday. Look at Dominic Dijakovic. Does he get a shot now at becoming something? Maybe he does. We see Dolph Ziggler back, and maybe he gets a better usage late in his career. We don't know it, but
did you see that Ciampa promo with the Miz?
That was fire. I love that promo. It was fire. It explained everything in just a short amount of time of what that promo needed to. Yeah, I hope they change his name back to Tommaso Ciampa, but I loved everything of it. And just like you said, it's going to take time for us to see the big differences, but you've already seen it. You already saw Raw, where it was a kind of nice flow to the program. Yeah, and I like everything.
I think there's two things you got to look at. A, who's gonna check Triple H when he needs to? You know, who's gonna say, let's not do that. And two, he just came back from a serious surgery. I mean, 2 positions overnight, creative and talent. That's a lot of work. I don't know what's going to happen, because what I said in the beginning, Triple H's tenure with NXT at the very end during the wars, it wasn't great TV. There was a lot of great talent, but it wasn't great TV. Who's going to check Triple H? Who's going to say, "Yo, dude, you can't do that"?
Well, and you know why that.
Go ahead, Tim.
No. You know why that is because he did at the end of it what AEW is doing now. he went away from storytelling and he was just putting on good matches. Everything was banger in the ring. He just put random guy against random guy. AEW does that shit all the time. Again, I love AEW.
Me too.
Right now, like I hate being a team. It's fucking stupid. I watch wrestling fucking 5 days a week in New Japan now, fucking nonstop watching wrestling. But AEW's been the better product. And why is that to me? I've said it multiple times. I was black and gold till it fucking ended. What's AEW now? AEW transitioned to black and gold. A lot of our black and gold went to AEW. Could you imagine what WWE would look like compared to what AEW would look like if this had happened a year to a year and a half ago? How many guys, Undisputed Era, that whole group would be running wild on Raw or SmackDown. Keith Lee would have a prominent role. Karrion Kross would have a fucking big time spot, dude. Ciampa, Gargano, I miss Andrade, Malachi Black. These guys would not be in AEW. These guys would be doing big things on Raw and SmackDown, thus making that product better. Like Butch wouldn't be running around like a fucking spaz. He'd probably be doing fucking good things. Just my thought.
Yeah, of course. And that's the way you have to look at it too, because that's all we know. We don't know anything else. We don't know if Malachi Black would be as successful. We don't know that. I mean, we would hope. I mean, if we look at Adam Culver's DB when, he was brought up during the Saudi Arabia issue, that was phenomenal. That SmackDown was fucking amazing. But we don't know because Vince, as much as I guess speaking for myself, what he did is, inexcusable, but he is a legend. He's a genius for a reason.
Yeah, we're not taking anything away from him. It's just with everything going on, it's his time to go. And he knew it.
I will take away from what he's done on television over the past fucking few years, 5 to 10 years. If people just watch, I got a couple of friends who just watch the premium live events and they enjoy the product. All right. Those are still pretty good. This year, every PLE has been good. WrestleMania Backlash. Everything has been fire this year. But if you watch weekly, all right, we got into the argument with me and Ryan were going at it, and I was like, "With fucking Raw, dude, you won't see what the old black and gold. You won't see an AEW Raw in 1 hour 2 weeks ago. He had 2 disqualifications in a count out, dude. No, enough of that shit. Enough. And let me ask you guys, would there be less of that kind of shit if, and Triple H has said this in past interviews, Raw went back to 2 hours? Do you guys think that's a possibility now?
I was just about to bring that up, Danny? And I would hope so, but then you got to think of what is USA Network think of that, because he has to worry about not only
that's why
the WWE side, but the entertainment side, how much they're paying and what Universal is going to say, because even though the product might not be good for us, it's making money for USA Network. It's
the best product on the USA Network.
And it's going to be hard for them to go back to 2 hours and to recoup all that money in just that 1 hour that they take off.
Yeah, but look at it, dude. They could do it. Just one show in Saudi, they've won it back. I mean, what is it? 2 years with Fox, 3 years with the Peacock. I mean, it's incredible. I guess before we say anything else, Front Face Lock, we will be on there tonight. What time? 9 p.m. EST?
Yes, that's the time. 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central.
Check it out. Sorry, I took hosting duties for a second.
No, it's all good. It's all good, Ernie.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I mean, 2 hours, yes, that's great, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Steph is still in charge, and I think Triple H knows that 3 hours is positive. That was more of a question on what do you think is best, and obviously I think we all think 2 hours is best. I mean, SmackDown doesn't have great shows every week, but it's more easy to sit down and watch it for 2 hours than 3 hours on Raw. I mean, when football season, I'm watching football. I'm watching baseball. I'm watching, The Bachelorette with my wife. Not that I want to, but you know how it is.
Yeah, they kind of have to stack the deck on Raw because it's the A show. They've always said it ever since they came out with it. It's the A show. But then you look at SmackDown, and even with them being stacked, the book being stacked against them, they've done a great job because it's only 2 hours. They can focus on the in-ring wrestling. They do have promos here and there, but I feel like the writers do a great job in that 2 hour span. Now, it's been a little bit different the past year, but just like I know me and TK talked about in the past, they took all the great wrestlers and they put it on Raw because they needed to revitalize Raw. It's done shit in the past couple years. I like what they've done in the past year.
Yeah.
But then they kind of had to because you needed to make the A brand a better show. You can't have your B brand constantly outbeat the A brand. And even NXT at times would beat out Raw within the fans. So they had to like kind of fix that in a sense. But it's going to stay 3 hours. I think that's why you see the report that they're going to look at indie talent in Nashville, because maybe they add more talent to the pool.
Yeah.
So they can have more at their disposal. So you don't get these situations where you like, even though I like seeing Theory it all in 3 segments in the first hour Raw.
Don't say it.
You want to have more guys to work with. You want to have more people be there to have more segments. You don't want to have to use a guy 3 times.
I think they could do that already. I think they have the guys there already. I think their rosters are already fucking stacked with what they have both on the main roster and in NXT. Even guys like we had just mentioned, like Ciampa and fucking Dijakovic and LA Knight, we didn't mention. These are guys right away. You know, and you have the conflicting reports with LA Knight, whether he's still doing maximum male models or not. But those are guys right there. And if you have Gargano, those are 4 guys right there. Even like Butch. Do you take Butch? I like him in that stable, but I don't like him as Butch. Like what he does is fucking stupid. He's annoying as hell. But you got him and Ridge. Ridge kills me because what he did to Big E. But if Big E can forgive him, I guess I can. But you got guys there. You know what I mean? Already in place where you can start bulking that mid card. Nakamura and Gunther. I fucking would love that on SummerSlam, dude. That's a banger right there. So I
thought they were leaning. I thought they were leaning towards that. I'm like,
they still can. Maybe they took Seth and Riddle off to put the Intercontinental title match on, because we all complain we get no Intercontinental title match for the past 18 months on a pay-per-view. Maybe that does go on. But like I think the talent's there is all I'm saying.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean,
I even said it in weeks past. You got the guy in Gunther who can revitalize that IC title. This is the title that's supposed to mean something. You see this guy, if he can work with the IC title, then you know that he can move on to the World title. They always used it as the stepping stone. Now I feel like they're kind of using that with the US title. They're making the US title work more than the IC title, but with the 2 brands, whatever you want to say, if they're still going or not, the IC title needs to be the B title to the World title. Like you can't have the North American title be worth more than the US and IC title, which I think it is right now. I think that title has meant more than any other title, even the NXT championship, because of how they use it and how they do the storytelling with it. And Gunther is the type of guy, IC title, international. He's a big guy. He can do those Germany against the US. You can book that. You can book all these things with him, have him as a dominant champion, and book him each pay-per-view with the opponent. Yeah. I hate the fact that it's been over a year since they booked the IC title on a pay-per-view. That's just a slap in the face to me, because I always loved the IC title. It was one of my favorite ones just because of the feuds, the way they did it. It hasn't been relevant since, I hate to say it, The Miz was the champion.
Yeah.
Well, that's because The Miz is the best Intercontinental champion of all time, but, you know, I've said that a bunch.
Damn! No, I mean, it's... TK brought it up in the beginning. Dan, you said something regarding it, too. It's fun. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Because, A, we're wrestling fans, and B, I mean... what's it not, you know, what do we get out of it if we're not talking about it? I mean, we have podcasts for a reason, because we want to talk about wrestling, and it's just, it's fun. And come on, this isn't going to do anything to AEW. Don't tell me Tony Khan is sitting in his office twiddling his thumbs. He knows something's going to happen, and it's just going to be best for business, for everything.
He already came out today and he said, do you think a change in CEO and a change of creative with the competition is going to really do anything? He's like, I got guys locked up for 5 years. Malachi Black's here for 5 years. Adam Cole's here for 5 years. Kyle O'Reilly's here for 5 years. I mean, so like all of us sitting here saying like, you know, that like Bakley, you were on the opposite side of it. I was just looking at it from a realistic point of view where I said where it does affect in all reality. All right. The competition thing between these two companies is not there. All right. They run their shows on different fucking days. They don't fucking affect each other outside of talent. That's the only place they affect each other. And AEW just takes the talent that WWE doesn't want, as sad as that sounds, with the exception of guys like Cole and Bryan Danielson. Like those are big gets, obviously. But at the end of the day, if TK's got these guys locked up for fucking 4 or 5 years right now, what does it matter? As much as we think guys like I said earlier, the guys from the Undisputed Era, Cole, O'Reilly, and Fish, and Andrade, and Black, and Keith Lee, as much as they'd be great now with the Triple H vision, and the biggest one who I didn't mention, who should be Triple H's right-hand man still, who was for like 5 years, William Regal. I guarantee he'd still be there in WWE, and he'd be huge for Triple H with whatever he wants to do. Whatever.
Live, baby.
Yeah,
you know, but again, if TK's got these guys locked up now, TK's just got to say, hey, listen. What I need to do is I'm getting Kenny Omega back. I'm getting CM Punk back. I'm getting Bryan Danielson back. I'm getting Adam Cole back. I got John fucking Moxley as my world champion. I got fucking guys, dude. Let's fucking go. And he needs to start writing better stories and fucking making more sense with what he's doing and continue to put on the good matches. Yeah. He said today, which kind of bothered me, he said, well, last year we didn't start booking All Out till like 4 weeks out because like people are complaining that there's no vision for All Out yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 6 weeks away, Tony. You should probably have a fucking vision for the show. You know, it is what it is.
I didn't realize
there's no vision yet.
I didn't realize how many top talent that they already had out. And then you got to also add Red Dragon to the mix that they were out too. Yep. And that's crazy to think that's probably why they've been booking the way they have, because of top 5 talent there that are not on the roster wrestling. And that's probably why they put it on Moxley, because he's the biggest face right now. And then you go from there, and they're kind of just working on cruise control now.
I don't mean to cut you off, but their champions now are stack, dude. Moxley, Keith Lee, and Swerve as tag team champions is fucking sick. Wardlow is the TNT champion. Thunder Rosa is women's champion. Jade Cargill, and then if you want to go to the ROH side of things, you can do that too. Like that's stack too. Yeah. Claudio, FTR, Wheeler Yuta, Samoa Joe. They are fucking Mercedes Martinez, who has
NXT,
looked great,
NXT.
Dude. Right. Yeah. Everything all their champions are fucking. That's WWE. They all were there, and I'm not hating. I'm not saying they're ex. They were ex something before they were ex WWE. But fuck, dude, they're loaded as champions in Bakley, like you said, man. Like you said,
in Underground.
All these guys coming back. Ooh, man.
Yeah. Again, alternative. Remember, we waited for this. We wanted this so much. AEW is now here. Now, next, Vince is, boosted. He's not there. We wanted that. Excuse me. We wanted that. Wrestling fans, this is it, man. This is what we waited for.
Yeah, definitely. And then it's not like we're saying that Tony Khan's he's not worried about it. He's definitely worried about it, but he knows that
as a businessman,
I think the big thing with Tony Khan was him and Vince just didn't get along or didn't like each other. I think it was them two.
I think he said he never said it. He's never talked to him in his life.
But I know that Tony Khan has said that he tried to, and then Vince just didn't want anything to do with it, and then it just caused a thing from there. And then I see the funny back and forth with the Triple H and Tony Khan. Triple H making comments about AEW, Tony Khan making comments about WWE. In return, I like that, but then you've never seen either guy say anything bad about each other. I think it's going to be a fun, competitive thing where AEW can improve from this, because they know that WWE is going to get better, so then they know they need to. Oh, you said it yourself, with the booking, we need to see good booking from AEW. But then one thing I do like about AEW is they give talent chances. Like they just brought in Kanutsuke Takeska for Excursion, and they give him chance and chance and chance, and he puts on a great show. He might lose, but that's what you expect from a guy on Excursion. Tonight they brought in Miyu from Tokyo Koshi Pro, and they're giving her a chance, and we got a chance to see her on Saturday night, and she's really good. I like the chances that they're getting these wrestlers, and then they're bringing back Ring of Honor on a weekly scare later on at some point, which will give a lot more of the talent. They need to use this time. I like the product, but I also know that they need to improve the long-term storytelling. That's where Triple H is really strong with when he was in NXT. The long-term storytelling. We've seen it with Ciampa, Gargano, Adam Cole, and Gargano. Even Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly towards the end. They had a good long-term story booking between the two of them. We've seen it there. I just feel like if he can bring in that fresh talent and use all the talent and give new faces chances, then both companies are going to be in good standing. And I don't think they're going to be in a situation where they're going to put this person out of business. They're both on different nights. They never cross paths except for Friday. And even then, they're not on the same time. So you really don't have to worry about it. So to me, there's plenty of room for both companies to succeed.
Yeah. TK, I don't know if you agree with me, but we just got to wait and see. I mean, we don't know. I mean, there's still a McMahon at the head of the table. As much fun as this is to shoot shit and talk about, fuck yeah, Gargano's going to main event WrestleMania. We got to be realistic.
And as much as we love Johnny Gargano, what has he proven that he's a WrestleMania main eventer? He hasn't. He needs to come to the main roster and do the mid-card thing and then prove that he should. Like, Daniel Bryan, when he fucking had his run and they didn't want to push him, that was all organic. He did it in the ring. He did it by getting kicked in the face by Sheamus and losing at WrestleMania in fucking 14 seconds.
Kofi Kingston.
That was organic. Right. Like these pushes happen organically. Like you can't just say, I want Johnny Gargano in the fucking WrestleMania main event because he's Johnny Gargano. No, he needs to go and earn. It's a different crowd than NXT too. Yeah. That's what everyone forgets too. It's a casual based crowd in WWE. There are less hardcore fans. NXT generally, not this 2.0, they're all fucking grungy looking fucking weirdos. But the old black and gold, I felt like had a really good crowd. But it's smaller base. He got to go and prove in front of that big crowd that he can do it, just like the other guys did. So, and all the guys from NXT, they got to get over on their own. They can't just get over because we love him. I love him. I love Johnny Gargano. I think he can main event WrestleMania, fucking for sure. But
absolutely,
he's got to prove it in front of this crowd for sure. I wanted to ask you guys. Go ahead, Bakley. Sorry.
I was going to say, what do you think about this comment? He said if NXT changes back to black and gold of sorts, Gresham would be a great get as he's no longer with AEW.
I think he'd be a great get anywhere. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He'd be a fucking good get. I don't necessarily think he needs to be in NXT. I think that's a guy who could go to the main roster right away. He's great in the ring. My question I wanted to ask though, Cody, I feel like that was a big Vince McMahon thing, right?
Yeah.
What do you think that anything changes with him in his push with Triple H in charge?
I would say no, just because of the amount of respect Triple H has for the family, and I think you would be dumb to not do anything with Cody Rhodes. I mean, look what he did at WrestleMania. I mean, he put down Seth Rollins not once, not twice, but 3 times for a good reason. There's something there. Triple H isn't going to say no. And again, a McMahon is still at the head of the table. I just think to the moon for Cody Rhodes. I don't think there's any issues with that.
We got Gresham versus Cruz Fire.
Yeah,
that'd be an interesting matchup, definitely. But to piggyback off of what you said, no, nothing's going to change. I feel like he knows that he makes a lot of money. Just look at how much that he made merchandise-wise within hours of appearing on WrestleMania. He sold it out, and he was a big get there. And I think he was a big get even with the injury, and he's going to continue to be. The question I have for you is, what are your thoughts on his comment that he said that he doesn't care about, saying wrestling or not? he'll get fined $1,000 as many times as he wants. He's still going to go say it. What are your thoughts on that?
TK, you want to take this?
I fucking love it, dude. It's wrestling. It's fucking wrestling. I know we all say, well, I say, but wrestling and sports entertainment are the same thing. Because at the end of the day, you're putting on a show for people. You're trying to entertain, and you're fucking wrestling while you do it. All right. I love the word wrestling. And then he also said the word belt. All right, because it's a title belt. And he said it can hold up my pants. So I'm gonna call it a belt all I want. And I love it, dude. He's old school, man. Cody's old school. He's always been old school. He relies on that. It's part of his shtick. And I fucking love it, dude. Call it a belt. Say it's wrestling. Because at the end of the day, you know what it is? It's professional fucking wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, yes, 110%. Exactly what Tim said. It is what it is. If he's going to get fined, which I don't know if he really is, I think, it's still cool. It's still cool to see that because, again, reality. That's what's best. You see, is it really real? That's what gets the views. That's what gets the ratings. Not that we give a shit, but for wrestling fans like me, I love it. I love seeing that. Peeling it back just a little makes it so much better.
And then piggyback off of what we were talking about earlier with the Matt Riddle injury.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a work, but I think that's Triple H coming in there and instilling his thought process into it. He wants to get more out of that rivalry between him and Seth Rollins. What's the best way to do it? Have a guy come back from injury. You haven't hurt him. You haven't taken him out of the SummerSlam match. You add an extra month of build to it because it's going to be at the end of August, beginning of September at Clash of the Castle. It gives you a second match on top of the World Title match that's going to be there as well. And you get more people invested into the Riddle character. A lot of people like him. A lot of people invested in the chase with him because he's always been so close to the title or the Money in the Bank just to lose it at the last second. And if you work with him perfectly good, you can have a moment where he finally wins it and everybody goes crazy because they're so invested in him losing all those times and then finally winning the big one. So I think it was a good move to move it. It sucks for both wrestlers because SummerSlam is a big pay-per-view, but then they're going to be overseas over in the UK for Clash at the Castle, and I feel like that could be even bigger over there.
Yeah, I mean, great point. I mean, Ritter. Jesus.
He's going to love that.
Yeah.
You're done for there.
Riddle is everything we want. Again, speaking for myself as a wrestling fan, it's so entertaining. I love it. I love everything he does. Can he be better? Yes, obviously. But, I mean, as an entertainment aspect, he's funny, and I love it. Is it real? Is it fake? I don't know, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining to see what happens. I can't speak on that because I don't know. But if this is one of Triple H's first moves, I agree with him. Take him out. I think it's a better build.
One thing that I hope that happens is you don't see guys get caught up and then change gimmicks to just completely different gimmicks that we've been seeing in the past couple of years. I think with the mix-up of Triple H, like I said before, with Triple H and then Vince McMahon's vision of just creating a superstar from the ground up in 2.0, it's going to work out to where you don't have to. They'll have the skills. They'll have their time in NXT, and they'll be able to grow. And once they get caught up, they're ready to go. People that watch NXT would know who they are, and then you could have an introduction to them going in there. I've seen Triple H do that where he does have packages for wrestlers. Somebody posted a thing where maybe we get that back to where on NXT, when you see a big signing, you see him sitting in the crowd and they kind of introduce them. And maybe they do the same thing with NXT guys getting called up to the roster where it's Raw and all of a sudden you see, say, Carmelo Hayes sitting there and they're like, welcome to our newest superstar on Raw, Carmelo Hayes. And then you do a nice promo with him, like highlight reel. So you can kind of get invested into the character and see who they are if you're not a casual of NXT. I could see a lot of that happening if they do that. I would love that.
Yeah.
Well, that would be much better just to keep them feng shui, as they say.
Yeah.
All right, because people watch NXT and then they see someone get called up and they're like, "What the fuck?" People watch NXT and then they see their guy get released and they're like, "What the fuck?" You invest time in the development. This is supposed to be a development, right? Yeah, Butch. I fucking agree. That's what I was saying earlier. I agree 100% with that. It's supposed to be a developmental program. Then you're supposed to invest in this guy, watch him grow or girl, and then they come to the main roster. I'll give you plenty of examples: Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Asuka, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. I mean, fucking, you can keep going. And Baron Corbin, Alexa Bliss, Carmella. I mean, you can keep going and go. Chad
Drew
Gable,
McIntyre when he went through.
Drew McIntyre. I mean, you had these guys. You bring them up. They're in their same spots. They're the same person that they are. You fucking bring these fucking people up. Butch. Like, yeah, Butch. I was talking about that earlier. It's fucking stupid. And, the name change, if Pete Dunne's name in real life is Pete Dunne, fine. All right. But they need to start doing right away then. No more Pete Dunne is Pete Dunne. No more Walter is Walter. Nothing.
Melanie Adams Scoob.
Nothing like that. They need to make sure that when they bring these people in, like Casey Canton-Zero isn't Casey Canton-Zero. She's fucking Katana right away. That way you don't have to worry about changing their names. I get why. Patent purposes, business reasons, money reasons. Cool. Yep. So just make sure then right away. Wrestlers back in the day didn't have their real names. Fucking Shawn Hickenbottom, Shawn Michaels, Shawn Hickenbottom, fucking Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan. No one went by their real names. So the fact that they do come in NXT with their independent wrestler names or their real names is asinine. So they need to get rid of that right away. And then, yes, no more fucking name changes. If they're going to use the NXT 2.0 and say it's actual developmental, then fucking Alba Fire, when she comes up, better be fucking Alba Fire at this point. And Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, is that his real name? That he might get a name change. Who knows? But yes, 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look that up now because I don't even know. No, it's not his real name. His real name's Christian Bingham.
Good. There you go. So
therefore you've already
keeps Carmelo.
So you've already
Hayes.
done it already. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's think of the elephant in the room carrying Cross with how they made him look like who knows? It was completely different. It just sucked. It made him look like a cross dresser, in my opinion, with that outfit. And you had this sick entrance with his wife that everybody dug, and then you take it away from him.
Yeah. He didn't even give the girl. Scarlett wasn't even there. What the fuck? And that's another thing. Managers. Go back to managers, dude. Wrestlers got over back in the day because of managers. Back when I watched, I've been watching wrestling for 30 years, but back when wrestling the 90s, everyone had a manager, dude. Like, people can't talk nowadays. Give them a fucking manager. That's why I like a lot of what AEW does. A lot of people got managers over in AEW. Some unnecessarily. Yeah. Like, I never thought Arn needed to be with Cody. That was very unnecessary to me. But I like managers. I think WWE needs to get back to managers like women, like Sunny. I know she's a piece of shit in real life, but what she used to do with the tag team division was fucking super cool, dude. Like, you can utilize Selena Vega, dude, perfect fucking manager, man. She's exactly what I was talking about.
She made that Andrade character even better to make him take the next step up.
Yeah, Garza was there too.
Go back. Yeah. Could you imagine if Zelina was managing Garza and Carrillo right now, how much more charisma that group would have?
Great. It would be excellent. two studs with a very good-looking woman. That's what you want.
Yep. Yeah. So I hope he goes. We were asking for a lot. Nick.
We are, but that's
right. You said it, and it scares me still. McMahon is still in charge. But before we go, I meant to ask you guys earlier, and I heard you talking about it yesterday on the house, Bakley. I don't agree that it was Nick Khan or Stephanie McMahon. I think it was Nick Khan who's the one behind all of this. I don't think
I could see that.
I don't think Steph did it at all.
No.
Do you guys think that someone did leak this, and do you think it was Nick Khan or Stephanie McMahon? Personally, I do think that Nick Khan's got his hands all over this, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. I really don't. I don't know Nick Khan. I know that he has affiliations with The Rock. The Rock is a great guy. He wouldn't do something like that. But I don't know. I don't know Nick. I don't know anything about him. I know he's a businessman, and sometimes you got to make a business decision, and maybe this was best for business, but I don't know.
I think somebody leaked it because how does it come out? Somebody had to leak it, and somebody has to know that all the damage and all the juice, all the information. And what better way to get it from than somebody up high in the rankings? They would know everything like that. And how is somebody going to know where to look if somebody didn't tell them?
Exactly.
How is a wrestler going to know where to look? They won't know to look unless it's one of the women that it happened to them, and
But
they
still,
just want
that
to.
at the end of the
still-
day, it wasn't about the women. It's about the money.
The
That's
money.
what got him in
Yep.
trouble. So
Yeah, because
someone-
on paper
yeah.
he didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Yeah.
And if they were private, they wouldn't be able to do anything worry because it would have been private,
Yeah.
and no one would be able to challenge it. But because it's public,
Yep.
it left them open to criticism and to be looked at from the government or other people.
Yep.
Because it could be counted as embezzlement doing this.
Yep.
And he had over 15 million in unallocated money
Yeah.
that just didn't match up with the business. And you have a board and everything. It's crazy to think that the people that found out that looked at it was the board itself, WWE. They
Yeah.
look into it, and that's why I threw out Stephanie's name. It was like, who would gain from this? Because if you look at it, like, I'm not saying it was her, but it just makes sense. Like, when you think about it, she kind of got forced out a month ago, and she was like, I'm going to go home, take care of Triple H. Triple H probably isn't going to come back to full strength because of his medical issues. How all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, he's back in full-fledged running not only
Succession.
creative.
We've seen this before.
Yeah, not only
HBO, go watch it.
yeah, not only creative, but head of talent, and then NXT,
Yeah.
and he's going to be booking.
Well, you're not.
How does
you're
that
not
change
wrong.
in 2 weeks?
And the way I think, I don't know if it was you or Mo, but you said the way when Stephanie looked in the camera and and the way she said, like, thank you, Dad, we love you, Dad. I put in the chat right afterwards, I said that felt like I was like, that felt vindictive. That didn't feel real. That felt fake as fucking hell. And then I think you said that yesterday on there, Bakley, like the way she said it and looked in the camera, like that didn't feel real to me. Not at all.
No.
Yeah.
It just something was up. I think everybody knew, whether it was them or somebody low on, they knew that change was needed, and this was their way of making it happen. Whether it was now or or say a month or two down the line. I think he was ready to retire.
Yeah.
I bet maybe a year down the line, but I think this kind of like just fast tracked it.
That man's never going to retire. That man slept
No.
2.5 hours a day. The Vince
crazy.
McMahon, the person, dude, he is a different animal.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why he has what he fucking has, dude. He's a machine, dude. He's fucking
exactly.
fuck. Man.
And that's the thing that was the thing I was going to bring up. What's the odds he brings back Road Dogg?
I don't know. He seems really. I don't know.
Because Road Dogg said that he would be open to returning, and he was kind of like Triple H's right hand man.
Yeah.
Why did Road Dogg leave? Did he leave on his own recognizance, or did they fire him?
I think Vince did. Yeah.
I think Vince didn't see eye to eye with what Road Dogg was doing.
That's right. Him, Samoa Joe, Regal, they were that NXT staff down there. Is Prince Albert still working down there? Because I think he was a big Triple H guy.
He's a trainer.
Yes. Yeah, he's a trainer there. But of course, Tyson Kidd's going to still be there. He works with the women. Apparently now Jeff Jarrett is head of live events now. He's in charge of the live event booking. Triple H. You got all these guys here.
Can you believe that? Can you
Options.
believe Double J is the fucking creative booker for WWE?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
They can't have the ass boys.
Jesus.
Who is
They're the
that?
Gun Club, damn it.
Yeah, get it right.
It
The
can't
Gun
be
Club.
Matty because Matty doesn't know him.
Hey, yo, listen.
Listen. They're the Gun Club. Listen.
Cool.
I
That
could
was
see
a
a
lot
very
of
high
fun.
chance that Road Dogg comes back. I could see it definitely with Sean working with the talent in NXT. You got Triple H, you got him. These are his guys.
Yeah.
You know, within the company. And then I really hope that the rumors are true that they're trying to get Undertaker to come to NXT to work with the talent. That apparently there's rumors that they've been talking with him for the past year and about him moving down. He's been kind of reluctant, but apparently he's
a Vince
open
guy,
to the
so
idea.
I don't know. We'll
But
see.
Sean was both. Sean got along with both of them. But Sean was a Texas guy too, and he moved over. He never thought that would happen. Now he's living in Florida.
Yeah,
I could see it happening. And if that happened, can you imagine Undertaker and HBK as the trainers there down there working with the talent? What better way to improve as a wrestler than two of the best wrestlers of all time?
Yeah.
D-Generation X is running your company. Fucking crazy.
Created Team Triple H, Heyman, Sarah Del Rey, and Steve Corino.
Yep, they'd have to go back and pick them back up too.
Yeah. Come on,
I could see some of that, but there's definitely brighter times with the WWE. Like we said, it was horrible at times to watch Raw.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm getting back into it. I watched the whole thing on Monday. I never do that.
Yeah.
I always maybe watch some of it and then I'll watch the YouTube clips.
Yeah,
but
still
now
can't watch the entire show without flipping at least 3 times.
Yeah, so now I'm going to try to at least so I can see the vision of Triple H and see how it progresses, or maybe it's not as good. We don't know it, but I'm going to give it a chance because I
give
love
it a chance,
NXT
Ernie
Black and Gold.
Or Bert.
It's Bert. You're Ernie.
God
Get it right.
It. No more good shit.
Damn
Such
it.
good shit.
Then, now,
yeah, but
forever.
Other than that, do you guys have any parting words before we wrap things up? Because I know me and the big man TK have stuff to do.
We're going to be on live with Front Face Lock, 9 o'clock at Front Face Lock. Is that it?
Yes, I believe that is.
All right. Check us out. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely tune in. We're going to be doing our SmackDown predictions. I'm sure we'll shoot the shit on a SmackDown.
SummerSlam.
No.
Come on.
I'm giving you my good old Hulk Hogan impersonation.
No, you fucked up.
You were doing your JR.
Up.
You were going to be doing Monday Night Rampage. Yeah.
No, but no. Really, we're doing our SummerSlam. Don't you start, Ernie. We're going to be doing our SummerSlam predictions. Shoot the shit. We've got a big panel. It's going to be a great time. Tune in tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central Time. I'll post it on my Twitter handle with a nice post there. So you could go into there, check it out. But before you guys get going, definitely hit the like button down below. Subscribe to my channel. And check out Nick on the Universal Wrestling Podcast. He just did an interview with Tony Chimmel. From what I tell, it's a great.
Sorry, go ahead.
But from what I hear, it was a great listen. So check that out when he releases it
next
on
week,
his Twitter.
Baby.
And check out TK on the Wrestling Index. You can find him at Tim King on Twitter. I forget what your @ symbol is on there if you want to give that up.
Oh, yeah. Just look for the Wrestling Index on Twitter and then go to the website, floorslappersports.com. Shit's fucking hot.
Hell yeah. But other than that, that'll wrap things up. We will see you guys tonight. Thanks for tuning to Cage My IQ. And that's a wrap.
Peace.
Later.